Howdy, Immortallium here. Well, it's another discussion video in this room. Well, basically, in general, my discussion videos are about anime. But since this one's about manga, I decided I would just put it in this room. This room is generally where I fill up my manga-related stuff, so I thought, why not? Anyway, point is, basically, I was watching this YouTube video the other day. It's from a subscriber of mine, and I'm subscribed to him, and while I won't say his name, you guys can probably get, you know, which video it is from the comments I've been making as of late. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, I was watching his video, and I think it was his manga collection video, and what I noticed is he had a lot of series that kind of, I wouldn't say go far to say random. Basically, he might have like volume 6 from a series, but nothing before it or afterwards, so it's just volume 6 of that series. And that would annoy the hell out of me. I'm very organized when I come to buying my manga. Basically, unless it's for like really dirt cheap, like less than €1, that's for a single volume, then I probably won't actually blind buy it. You know, I'll actually, what I have to do is actually have to find out about a series. I then start reviewing it, kind of, you know, when I say reviewing it, I mean looking up online, seeing what people's opinions are, what the plot is, what genre it is, etc, etc, heavily analysing it, its relevance in history of manga, etc, etc. And only once I've done all that and then found it for a suitable price, do I then actually go and purchase it. So I'm fiercely organised when it comes to that. Now, I do make exceptions every so often, of course. You know, I mean, if anything's from Osamu Tezuka, then I really want it. But in general, that's the way I work. And I don't actually buy kind of random volumes in general, unless it's from a series that I particularly want to continue at some point in the future. For example, there's a used bookstore nearby. Now, from where I live, it's ironic, I live near the second biggest town, city, I should say, in the entire Republic of Ireland. But there's not many used bookstores, and the ones that are there, most of them don't have manga. So it's very hard to actually get, you know, used manga, which is why I'm quite jealous of a lot of people who live in like Britain or America, where they get lots of dirt cheap manga in those used bookstores. Or even people in Dublin, I would say. The point is, there is a used bookstore in particular that I go to, and they have used manga, and I bought used manga from them quite a lot, because they're a bit cheaper than what they are online. Not as cheap as most people's stuff, you know, like the used bookstores. Like, I won't be finding anything in there for 50 cents, but you know, it's cheaper than online. And I came across like 5 narrative volumes. Now these were like 5 narrative volumes from like when he was 12, so like within the first 27. I have the first 13, but there was like 5 others. Now they were kind of scattered about, but I know I'm going to be collecting Naruto, of like the whole series eventually, because I love Naruto. So I just bought them, and they're random. So I need to fill up the gap there, but that's practically the only time I actually bought something random. That, and sometimes, you know, as I said, if I find something dirt cheap. I was in Dublin once and I found this. It's like a collection of original English manga. It's like 500 pages long, and I got it for like 50 cents, literally 50 cents. So that was a blind buy. I read it, you know, some of the stories are very good, some of them are quite poor, some of them just didn't do much for me. The point is, it was well worth 50 cents. And that's how I generally buy. But as you can see, it's in general very heavily organized. And in general, from what I can see, with a lot of YouTubers in general, it seems to be very organized. It seems to be only when it comes to the used bookstores that people actually start buying volumes at random, you know, at cheaper prices. But it was just something that I thought was quite interesting, because, like, I do freak out about, you know, being able to complete a series. If I see, you know, if I want to start out a series, and I find out it's out of print, even if it's like 13 volumes down the line, so like the first 12 are in print, I probably will not start that series, because I will be frustrated once I reach the out of print volume. But a lot of people just, you know, they don't give a damn about that. So I think that's quite interesting. Also these days, I don't generally buy anything that's Tokyopop unless I can buy a complete series of it. So basically, in that used bookstore again, there's a lot of Tokyopop manga. Of course there is. A lot of people are getting rid of their Tokyopop manga because Tokyopop are out of business and it's going to be hard to continue on the series. But occasionally in there, I'll actually find a complete series. You know, maybe a 3-volume manga series. For example, Legal Drug. I got all 3 volumes of Legal Drug from Clamp at that store, and that I was talking about. But if I come across, say, even if I was to come across, like, I don't know, the first 14 volumes of Battle Royale in that store, I probably will not buy it, because it'd be very hard to track down volume 15. So, I don't know, that's just me being anal about it, I guess. The other thing is, I don't use eBay in general. I know that's a good place to find, like, out of, you know, print manga. But the prices are very high on it, and since I don't use it, I'm not really familiar with how to use it, so I just find that a bit awkward. I remember one time looking on it though, and there was like this distributor, and they had all 28 volumes of Saint Seiya, which was kind of tempting. The price was a little high, just, you know, on the high side. You know, it would be like €7 per volume or something like that, but still, it was like out of print series complete. I don't know. I didn't buy it because, for one, it was on eBay. The other was that I don't know if I was keen on getting Saint Seiya, if I was, you know, willing to spend that kind of price on it. So yeah, that's basically my discussion of how I buy manga in general. Oh, actually, the other thing I should say as well is that I do buy stuff from imprints more readily than I will from something that isn't imprinted. What I mean by that is, when I was up in Namcon back in August, I bought the complete series of Black Cat, all 20 volumes for €40. The reason I did that was because it was a Shonen Jump title, and so I'm actually more likely to buy Shoujo B, Shonen Jump, Signature, etc., Vizbigs, than I am, you know, just a random kind of Viz or Kodansha or volume. That's blind buy now. Now, not that I blind buy much, but I'm just wondering, does imprints have an impact on you? And those are the other questions I want to end off on this discussion. How do you buy manga in general? Do you buy them mainly used, from used bookstores, from eBay, etc., etc.? Do you act like me? Do you heavily analyze each series that you're about to start, checking if volumes are in print, or if it's a good series, or what genre it is, if it's a significant title, etc., etc.? I'm just curious how people generally buy their manga, because I realize that my purchasing of manga might actually be kind of, I don't know, not out there, just a little different from most people's. Anyway, it's just something I'm curious about. Plus, I haven't done a discussion video for like ages, so I thought, why not? So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.